he's in the A category, possibly not the B. So it's why he's up against it right now. So
Noah Rubin up a service break here to start the third, 1-0 over Collin Altamirano. Carolyn Binder alongside Mark Bay. Hab Hosh with us as well. Glad to have you on the Public Media Network and USTAboys.com.
Sometimes a champion has to have his back against the wall before he really comes out fighting and brings his best. So I'm hoping that that's the response we get for the man from Sacramento.
15-0.
Two of the farthest spots on the map you could find. I guess you could go from San Diego to Maine, or you could go from Seattle to Miami, but there's some really far geographic distance between where these two boys come from. It's just so neat why a national championship is exactly what it is. It's the best players in the country coming together from all different states and areas and walks and training patterns. These guys obviously are training now to be professional, even though they've opted to go to college for a year. The younger boys in the 16s final, John McNally and Connor Hance, they both go to regular school, but they're both told me they were getting released by 11 or 12 o'clock, so they're in school for about 4 hours, but then able to get out on the courts by 1 o'clock after some lunch each day and keep up with their games.
How hard is that for kids to balance, particularly at that age where, some of these kids that go to tennis academies, John McNally, Connor Hance, in the mainstream, so to speak, how hard is that to train at that elite level but live the life of a normal 16-year-old?
They're lucky because in both instances with those two 16-under boys, their parents are intricately involved in their process. So I think that's key for both of those boys. Normally you have commutes and driving and carpool and food and school. After you've missed 20, 30, 40 days because you're winning Easter Bowls and big titles, the school starts docking your grades because you missed all your work, and how do you get that all turned in? And so, there's a lot of adjustments that have happened academically. I still believe that you like to try to keep kids in school as long as you can until the sport, the opportunities that they have in the sport are just costing them. Wow, he made that. Well, that's impressive. Because you think if you can save a game point with a no-look, cool for school drop volley with that kind of backspin on it, you figure he might venture in a little bit more. He's turned his back on so many net opportunities that could have changed the complexion of some of these games. If he really has that skill, he needs to keep using it. But here comes Noah Rubin with another free point on the serve, and God bless him. I hope everybody back in Chicago and all around the country is taking this in, because again, this is doing it right. It's managing your serve game, and John McNally obviously went through the entire 16 final without losing a serve today.
Right, that was impressive.
So we've had some guys, all 4 sets today, really smart servers. That's the crosswind. See how far that pushes him? To me, it's just incredible. It doesn't make sense to not utilize the crosswind and just jerk the guy hard into that corner. Because as you start playing the second set and the third set and the fourth set, and you keep making people run like that, it's going to take its toll.
Noah Rubin consolidating the service break to start the third set. He's up 2 games to love on Collin Altamirano. And Altamirano underneath us, talking to himself, trying to pump himself up maybe a little quicker in this set, even though he's down a break. We've seen this pattern develop a couple of times in the previous sets. $15 low.
This position normally in a match, I call the driver's seat. You're up a set in singles of a 2-set match. You're up 2 sets in a break in a 3 out of 5 set match, and now it's like a 100-meter dash, and you're 70, 80 meters there, and you're still leading. But if you slow down or take a look over your shoulder, somebody might catch up with you. If you just keep running hard to the tape, you get it done.
Just like that.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people in this world that are Usain Bolt. You can slow down and smile and pose for the camera and still beat everybody. So in this instance, you like to encourage all tennis players, because there's no shot clock in our sport, to keep pushing on and playing the points over and over again, because matches can turn.
15 all.
Well done.
We've seen sprinklings of that from Altamirano, where he gets a confidence builder like that. He's just not able to build on it.
His backhand's a great shot. He really is. He stayed home there. Rubin decided to go back cross court because that was a smart choice. On the run, he was in trouble, so he went back, and Collin stayed home and changed direction well there. That's a great shot for him. So
30-15.
Yeah, see, that's not a good choice. There, he was in a weird position in the court, and so he doesn't have a great approaching angle there. He comes in on an inside-in forehand to the other guy's forehand, and leaving the entire wide angle open for the passing shot. It's just that's an abort mission. You don't go in on that one.
.30-40 now, break point once again, facing the 5 seed, Collin Altamirano.
Bad luck.
Bad luck, but a hug for the ball kid.
Yeah, good humor from Rubin there. He was there with plenty of time. He had it lined up. He knows that's when he liked to have back, because he chose to hit it a little bit more of a line drive. He's a very linear ball strike on the backhand, doesn't roll it that high, and should have just put a little safety on that. Big moments here, because the difference between missing that shot and making it is 3-love, and now a possibility for 2-1, a much tighter score, especially in a final set in a match of this magnitude.
And the all-important hold for Altamirano in the situation you just addressed, 1-2 instead of 3-0.
I think it's a match-saving hold. I really believe that. I don't like to have that fatalistic belief as it relates to junior tennis. I think people can always come back. They get their act together and they raise their level. But the way this one's going, and how smart Rubin's been with all his choices and competitive he is, it's just, I think that was a match-saving game here. Altamirano has got to really settle in now and figure out who he wants to be out here on the court, how he wants to compete, where he wants to hit the balls, and put together a rather consistent and competitive display of shot making now, because he's got to convince Rubin that he's here to win this match, not just here to be a frustrated finalist and a former champion. He's got to show why he wants to be the champion today.
Carolyn Binder alongside Mark Bay and Hap Hosh. Glad to have you with us on Public Media Network, locally here in Kalamazoo and around the world on USTA Boys USTA.com. And Coach Mark, when you've got a situation like Collin Altamirano, if you could talk to him right now, and after saving that game, what would you say to him so that he gets maybe a quicker start in this set than we've seen the pattern play out in the first two sets?
I'd say three things. Number one, the serve percentage is too low. I don't care how he does it, which serves he feels most comfortable in. He has to start making more first serves, because every time he misses, it's another agonizing thing. It's another point that never starts on the offense for him. The serve percentage is really hurting him. Number two, I'd make sure that he understands, how he can use the wind better to his advantage. And then number three, I'd tell him after he lost a tough point, keep his mouth shut. Be a fighter out here right now. Not be a whiner, not be disappointed, not let him show his cards. I know he's a gutsy guy, and he has a lot of spirit, but he needs to have the competitive spirit right now. To play every point mentally, physically, emotionally right now.
Noah Rubin serving up 2-1, third set.
Trying to raise the strike zone.
Yeah.
And occasionally, to your point, Hap, because Rubin takes the ball so early, so often, and sometimes can be a little handsy. And that's obviously a byproduct of him probably growing up in New York and playing on some fast courts. Sometimes he's handsy, so if he mistimes one, he'll give you a short ball. So elevating the ball to a guy of his height and a guy who likes to play with his hands is not a bad idea, because sometimes you can get those opportunity balls.
Love 40.
How big an opportunity is this in this match? I don't think Collin Altamirano has been with 3 break points in his pocket against Rubin yet in this match.
And now he'll get a look at a second serve.
It's wide. Definitely wide.
15-40.
Yeah, he's got a right to be upset this time. He has a right to be upset that side. Clearly wide. It's part of the game. See how he responds.
Gets the break nonetheless.
Rubin changing the pace on the ball. He actually took some pace off the ball.
Rubin did some nice things in that point, but that last mistake was unwarranted. There's just no reason or a right to go for what he just did there. His weight was moving to the right, and he tried to hit a ball up the line there, and that was a poor choice. And again, now Altamirano, like I said before, the difference between 3-0 and 2-1 was just so... It's like a huge chasm between those scores. And
now it's 2-all. Third set, Collin Altamirano to serve. $15 love.
15 love.
Great guess. Did a nice job staying home, and then more importantly, not just staying home, getting that next ball to his shoelaces. He's in a winning position, and he had to just dig a ball out of his socks. big turning point in this game, because 30 love would have been a different score just within this little 2-all game. Right now, Altamirano needs to just try to live for another day. Stay in there. Surprise Rubin. He got caught, didn't make a full commitment to coming forward after being in a winning position. He should have gone in behind that forehand up the line.
30-15.
Microphone pick that up.
40-15.
Big momentum shift here. Opportunity for Altamirano just to see some light. Just to feel like he's still a part of this tennis match.
Oh. 40-30.
Well, the toss and the impact point has to match what he's trying to hit. So there he went for a flat serve, and so you have to be tall and athletic and reach up to get that. Here he's going for a kicker, so that toss matched his serve. You know, it's sometimes it's really just that simple. That's a good ball.
And once again here, Altamirano having a battle for his service game.
Well, he had a good look at that. He didn't take enough adjustment steps. And sometimes the whole, I want to hit and stay back instead of I'm hitting to come forward. If he just moved up and seized position on that ball like he was going to follow it in, he probably would have hit a winner. Nice job. Wide serve opens up the opportunity. Taking a page out of Johnny McNally's book. And taking the next ball on the rise, utilizing the space that he created. And again, late in matches, the quick players like Rubin will cheat sometimes with their hips, and it's nice to go back behind him in those instances.
Game point now for Collin Altamirano.
So what's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is Altamirano, you just had a game point. I don't care if you serve it 12 miles an hour underhand. Get the point started, because now you miss the serve. Rubin moves up, starts playing on his own terms, starts moving things around. Now in your game point, you're on the ground hitting lobs, and the other guy's finishing. You've got to sort of be able to keep the offense on your own terms. Good body serve. That helps. I mean, right now, I don't even care where it goes. I just think he's playing so much second serve tennis. I have not tracked him for this match.
Under 50%.
Oh, he's high 30s, low 40s. It's just too much on the game point.
Service ace.
I mean, if I'm in Vegas, I'd have lost everything in my wallet on that. There's no way I would have bet that he could hit a second serve ace in that spot in that manner. It's gutsy, it's clutch, but you know what? It's the type of thing that he may need to turn this one around. He's hanging around, and that's all you need to do right now. You need to have Noah Rubin feeling like this is not going to be done anytime soon. You're going to be out here for a while, because someone that already has 2 sets in the bag now has that sense and that feeling and that responsibility of closure on them. And as you sort of keep this thing going and keep the score slightly in your favor and possibly even turn this match around and win the 3rd set, that really sends the message that who knows.
First time Altamirano's been ahead on the scoreboard in this entire match.
Yeah. Carolyn Binder alongside Coach Mark Bay and Hap Hosh. Glad you're with us on Public Media Network locally in Kalamazoo and around the world on USTAboys.com. And buckle up, guys, because yes, Noah Rubin has a 2-set lead, 2 sets in his back pocket, but Collin Altamirano starting to wake up here in the 3rd. It's 3-2, and as Hap pointed out, the first lead on the scoreboard that Collin Altamirano has had. What can he do with it? We'll have to see here, but you got to believe a shot of confidence on the side of Collin Altamirano to at least get back this far into this match, because it's not over yet.
And Rubin's been rather composed. He's managed and handled the situation well. His rituals have been consistent and intact. This is, just in this last little stanza here, a couple games, we didn't get the 3-0, and then he's lost a couple. Has he shown, a couple of slivers of vulnerability on his own? He's verbalized a couple of things here under his breath near us that, that he's not happy about how he handled that opportunity to really put some space between he and Collin this set. So now, on the back end of the score, let's see how he responds with new balls in our 25th game, our 26th game now. We've had 25 games, which creates our 3rd ball change. I don't think there's a such thing as too early in the point. I think that he was pretty deep in the court.
Thirty love. A little gift there from Noah Rubin, 30-15.
We didn't see many gifts out of Noah Rubin through the first 2 sets of this match. There's almost no gifts to be found, and maybe something is creeping into Noah Rubin here, the pressure to close.
40-15.
That helps.
Yeah. The service ace on the other end to close it for Noah Rubin. 3-all, 3rd set.
And speaking of the serving and the closing out, because Rubin had lost 2 times in a row in the semis, that's wearing on his brain yesterday. So he gets up 5-1 in the 3rd, and Mo comes all the way back, and that's just him playing against his own history and his own mind. Today, this is a different situation because you're just trying to do something that you've never done before, and so this is a new position to be in. To be standing here in Kalamazoo with just a couple games and
Love 15.
Maybe 10 more minutes of work. Much better. Well, I liked it because he stayed within the cross-court rally, and then once he saw a little bit of an opening, he turned up his footwork and he got the ball to move and dance and challenge his opponent's balance. And you know, he's doing it. He's taking offense in a very safe, controlling, you know, percentage way. It's not like he's just going for broke and trying to be a hero. It's a great return. That's great defense. Altamirano is neutralized, and now he lets the wind help him. Now the wind helped him, creates an opportunity, and now he has a winner. I mean, I know it sounds like a broken record coming out of my mouth, but I'm just so surprised how little that the players are not utilizing that cross-court forehand on that other side. It's a moderately breezy day. It's, you know, only 11, 12 miles an hour out here. It's not like it's 25, but it's still enough to help you. And you need to use all of these factors. It's a great serve.
Facing 3 break points, he comes out with that service ace.
I mean, he closed out the last game with one, so
right.
He's starting to gain some confidence, because I must say, he's serving more slice types of serves than anything. So
15-40.
Not surprised that the aces are coming in locations where you're hitting a combination of flat and slice types of serves.
Yeah, good effort. You really showed up, huh? Took you 2.5 minutes to try. Negative comment.
Yeah, the self-talk isn't good. And you know, when I listen to players talk, I don't really have a sort of a formula. You know, it's not like some kids have to say this or that to themselves. I just want the sum of the comments that a child makes when they're competing to be constructively positive. So, for example, say I was serving a bunch of faults into the net, and then I said to myself, you know, fairly demonstratively, I said, get up, you know, get it over. Something like that. That's okay, because I'm giving myself a command that, you know, get my legs into it, or get taller, or get it over, and something that actually can positively affect change. And you know, I'm not happy about it, but I'm sort of, you know, getting on my case about it. That's different than, you know, you stink and you're terrible and this is horrible and, you know, this is the worst ever, and, you know, you can't get anything right.
Well,
so
I mean, we
those
heard,
types of phrases.
We heard Altamirano say, hey, you really showed up, didn't you? And I mean, that is, in your mind,
saying
negative.
Really showed up, but he's saying showed up in terms of being clutch on the scoreboard, you know, because these sets have had these huge, you know, like I said, craters in them. He's been down 5-2, you know, a couple of sets in a row. This is the closest that, you know, he's been in a set after 7 games anyway. And, you know, he just wanted to continue to hold, so there'll be some more scoreboard pressure on Noah late in the set. But
Noah Rubin now serving.
Mr. Serve percentage. Let's see what he does here. There's the drop shot. That's actually a well-played drop shot. That was a well-played drop shot. So of all the ones, Rubin got it, but he still had enough space to dip the pass. That was a high-quality, precise location, and he held his core position and dipped the pass after that. That was a good combination.
Up 4-3, third set, and up 2 sets, Noah Rubin serving. Love 15. Love 30.
Temptation.
99% out is 100% in.
Yeah, that's been my phrase for that line today. Been a couple of them coming down that line.
Love 40. $15.40.
Well, it's a game of inches. I mean, that ball is called out. It's 30-all. You know, sometimes, you know, you try to instruct the players, hey, look, their match doesn't come down to a line call, but sometimes it can affect things.
Nope.
Try to do too much from the center.
30-40.
It's tough. Just like the players are coming from two completely different parts of the continent. Well done by Rubin.
Yeah. Great concentration there by Rubin.
But as I'm seeing it, there's another opportunity to transition by Altamirano that he turned his back on. And I was making my comment. So Coach Joey Gilbert is way over on one side of the complex, over by the blueberries and cream stand, and Coach Lawrence Fligner is way on the other side, over by the tower. It's funny. They've both chosen to watch the matches from two extreme locations.
Great opportunity thrown away. It comes down to that ball opportunity, but Altamirano did not follow a real good ball forward, and he ended up losing the point awkwardly from a baseline position.
Yeah, well, he's made that bet. He's chosen not to come in on those and reset the point. So if he's going to play that style, that's fine. But he's mentally looked at his coach so many times here. The level of disappointment that he has right now is so high. On the toner scale, he is not in an emotional position to turn this around now. You have to say, it can happen to me. I can still make it an amazing day, but it starts one point at a time, and it's been difficult. He's lost the points, and he's obviously, you know, Coach Joey Gilbert and him have come a long way, and you know, they're going to continue to do great things in the sport. But Joey Gilbert, I tell you, from his days in juniors, Joey would have made these balls. Joey was a tough out back in the, you know, Bob Bryan, Mike Bryan, Michael Russell, Kevin Kim days, and Joey was a top 15 national player himself. He wasn't in this match in this position, but Joey would not have beaten himself and kept looking at his coach on the side. And I know that's what's really eating away at Joey right now watching this. That he's got a former champion here that's not playing like a champion. He's playing like a guy that's just really disappointed here and frustrated, and that's to be expected, because, you know, someone's name goes up on the mantle for all history, and someone becomes a silver ball player that, you know, you kind of have to go back and go, oh, who did he beat that year? You know, there's definitely a level of obscurity that goes with losing a match like today, but to me there's just an amount of passion and hunger and tenacity and will, things that were well within his personality and his temperament that I thought he used today, and he's really lost it all. So now we're at triple championship point here for the man from New York, Noah Rubin.
Goes for an ace here.
1 point fought off, 15-40.
Great crowd on hand. Amazing how the people come out and support the tennis here. I see young local standout Billy Duo here in town. He got to the finals of nationals and actually lost this match in San Antonio yesterday. And that's how it ends.
Game, set, and match. Monkey off the back for Noah Rubin. He is your 18 singles national champion. A straight sets victory over Collin Altamirano. 6-4, 6-4, 6-3. And Coach Mark, your final thoughts on this championship for Noah Rubin?
Very deserving championship for Noah Rubin. Congratulations to him. Coach Larry Kligger, his father, Eric, Sports Time Clubs, John McEnroe Tennis Academy. Just an awesome display of steady, competitive, opportunistic, quick feet, quick-minded, and just understanding his role in the match. He played the antagonist role, did not allow Altamirano to get a lot of the things that he likes to do going, neutralized the backhand well, and to me it was just a solid performance. We've seen two great champions today. Obviously, winning Wimbledon's a big deal, and John McNally also winning Easter Bowl and clay courts. I think it builds a mindset, and you start playing more championship moments like a champion. And I think Collin Altamirano, his time was last year, and this year is Rubin's. Congratulations to him, and now it's time for him to sign some autographs and get ready for his speech.
Set up what we brought up earlier, kind of an interesting thing about college tennis and where these guys have agreed to play college tennis at Virginia Tech for Collin Altamirano and Wake Forest for Noah Rubin. Virginia, excuse me. Thank you. Virginia and Wake Forest. Talk about that matchup potentially coming to college tennis courts.
Yeah, it would be fun. I could possibly be there if the college match day program moves on. It was fun calling those 12 matches this year with all the college. I think that Brian Boland is an excellent coach, and Brian is going to work with Collin and help him through these moments and help him understand why he's successful and why he wins, and make sure that he continues to play with the right spirit. And let's today just be a learning experience for him. And I think that Tony Bresky at Wake Forest is outstanding, understands it. He was obviously part of the Virginia, program, and now he's been doing great things, getting Wake Forest in the